It is a super beautiful day. It's not quite spring, but it feels like it and it looks like it. Behind me, we've got the pear trees in full blossom. There's actually quite a few of these trees, so we just got like rows of them. Super beautiful. And I wanted to take a few moments while I'm out here appreciating just how beautiful it is and how grateful I am to be alive, how valuable and how important it is to spend time outdoors, out in nature. Ideally you can go somewhere, without too many humans or cars or, traffic and all that kind of stuff. But even just going for, a walk around the block, or a walk in the park, really is good for you. In the modern day, we spend so much time indoors, and really humans have become very disconnected from nature, and there's lots of detrimental sort of results or manifestations of that, and a lot of those are health related. Most people are not very healthy. They're also kind of soft, not very tough either. When it's a little bit hot out, people are scared of sweating and too hot, and when it's a little cold out, people are scared of being cold and too cold, and the body's ability to regulate temperature. I talked about Wim Hof the other day, and he's a prime example of how putting yourself in the elements actually makes you tougher, it makes you stronger, it makes you healthier. I like to spend time barefoot, get my feet in the grass, get my feet in the soil, breathing the fresh air. Fresh air is extremely healthy. Just the sounds of the birds and the bugs and the breeze and the leaves, like, it's really good for peace and well-being. They've done lots of studies about how people's stress levels and chemical balances and whatnot in the body are in a much more healthy and enjoyable state when you're outdoors, when you're around nature. And even sometimes just listening to like nature sounds, recordings, helps people fall asleep and relax. So there's all sorts of health reasons. But the real big one for me is just that the more disconnected humans become with nature, the more really disrespectful our lives become of our impact on nature. There's very little consideration or thought that goes into the lives that we're living. What is the impact it's really having on the earth and on nature? All the products that we're buying, all the food that we're buying, what's going into it? Processed foods. A lot of people don't even know what what vegetables and herbs and fruits are. The closest they get to fruit is orange juice and a concentrated frozen container, tomatoes in the form of ketchup. But it's this impact the humans are having on the earth with basically every single thing we do is just really depleting and destroying the environment. And there's less and less and less trees. I mean, it's just unbelievable the deforestation that's happening. It's over 60 acres a second of deforestation that's happening around the world. There really are lots of sustainable solutions. We've got the technology, but we have to care. We have to care. And the truth is that we live in a free market economy, and it's easy to blame mega corporations, or governments. And people are like, oh well, governments should make more laws and make more rules, or corporations should do this or stop doing this. But really, as with all things, it comes down to we the people. The free market economy is going to provide what we the consumers, the buyers, the money spenders demand. Right? If we demand more ethical or sustainable or honorable products, then they're going to get made. If we demand more sustainable technology, it's going to get made. In fact, you know, it's already there, it's already available. You know, people just don't really even care. You know, same thing with foods. If we started valuing, you know, if we started valuing homegrown local foods again, then more people would grow them. You know, it's just, you know, growing your own food is not good business these days. You know, it's really hard. You know, I've been growing food for, you know, over 10 years now. Way more food than I can eat, more food than my full family needs, you know, in excess to be able to feed people. But, you know, trying to run a business out of it, trying to make money doing that, I mean, it's definitely not worth my time to do that. You know, I do it just for the sustainability reasons. You know, because people don't make it a priority. They're not, you know, valuing it. And so, like, this is like the big thing, and the health benefits are obviously there. There's so many health benefits to being out in nature, to being outdoors. So I highly recommend that, you know, getting a little bit of that time every day. You know, I've spent so much more time on the computer, you know, these last couple years than I have in most of my life. I usually spend lots of time out in nature, and I've actually gone weeks, actually months. I've gone months out in the woods with nothing but a knife. You know, I've done many multi-week camping trips, you know, out in the middle of Alaska. You know, it's just, I've got this connection with nature, like, as a deep part of my soul, you know, as a deep part of my psyche, as a deep part of my, you know, my relationship with life and myself and the earth. And because of that, you know, I'm constantly, you know, in tune with nature, and I'm in much more respect. You know, I'm way less likely to do or contribute to or participate in the things that are really destroying it, that are wreaking havoc upon it, you know, because I care about it. You know, it's like if you have a child, you know, you're not going to allow your child to be, you know, used like a product, you know, like a resource. You know, Earth is so important. Like, we have nothing. We have nothing without the Earth. The Earth gives us everything. What do we do without fresh, clean air? What do we do without fresh, clean water? What do we do without, you know, healthy, whole foods? You know, it's just really important. You know, I do my whole Bounties of the Land episodes, whole Bounty of the Land series. You know, and that's one of the reasons why I like that series so much, is to just show people how bountiful the land is, how many solutions there are. You know, medicine, nature is providing the perfect medicine. And actually, you know, let food be thy medicine. You know, food is, just healthy food is one of the best medicines, is preventative medicine. You know, the healthier food you eat, the less likely you are even to get sick and even need medicines. But if and when you do, nature provides those too. You know, we've got so many herbs here for teas and tinctures and essential oils and salves. You know, pretty much doesn't matter what the, you know, ailment is, whether it's a cut or a bruise or a headache or, you know, indigestion or anything. We've got, you know, herbs to solve that. So, you know, nature is really amazing. It's really profound. It's super important. It's super beneficial for our lives. It's enjoyable. It's beautiful. And, you know, humans are not only sort of letting it be destroyed, but they're actually actively destroying that. And whether you really want to, or whether you're really trying to or not, just the lifestyle that's being lived is doing that. And we're all contributing to that. You know, some of us more so than others. And, you know, I'm not here to judge anybody. I'm not here to tell anybody what to do or what you should believe. Just simply sharing from my heart what's important to me and the real, you know, practical, profound implications that it has on life. Not just our individual life, but our life as a whole. You know, and especially our future generations, our future children. You know, what kind of an earth are we leaving these children? You know, more cement, more cement, more cement. More polluted water, more polluted beaches, more polluted oceans. There is hope. We are the power. Steam on and bless.